I think he come out into the garden or something, shouting above everyone else, you know. And I was thinking, that's the first thing you notice, his hairy face. And it's like, I said to him, mate, do you think you've got more authority over us just because you've got a beard? Hi, my name is Dan Jones. I don't have a beard and I've tried to grow a beard, but because of my genes, which I'm half Filipino, that means that I actually probably will never grow a thick beard. So my beard story is not really existing at the moment, just because, you know, I think what you can kind of see here now, I've probably been growing for about over 4 weeks, you know, and there's like a little bit on my cheeks here, you know, very little sideburns, and, you know, so I just don't bother with that. I just clean it off and just be who I am, you know. I don't want to, you know, you can. My brother actually uses Regain on his face, you know, to try and thicken it up, because he's kind of like me, doesn't really get any facial hair, and he's been reading a few reviews on the internet. I don't know why he wants it, but there you go. The beard culture nowadays, I mean, you know, it's been brought into fashion nowadays where, you know, it can look pretty cool, yeah, but then obviously you've got this whole element of where religion comes into it, you know, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's kind of, what can I say about it really? I just think everyone should just be who they are and not try and follow certain trends or fashions, or, you know, the word on the blade, word on the trimmer. Well, when I was over in Australia for 4 months, it was comb over, parting. That was that whole thing going on over there. I suppose coming back home is just different here. It's kind of like, I feel that people do have a bit more of individual style. Fades, shape ups, usually, as long as it's sharp, it looks good, people are happy. Stereotypes are being created today, you know. The guy that wants to look like he's got the comb over, the slick back, and then the big beard, that is becoming a stereotypical, like, trend follower. Do you know what I mean? And you can kind of tell what he's gonna wear out on a weekend. You know, he's gonna wear a little, you know, shirt done up to the bow tie or something. I think there's a certain level of something being cool, right? And that's when it's among the few. When something starts to exceed the few, then it becomes commercialized, and that's when it kind of, people start looking and thinking that's not cool anymore, it's been overdone. So in that sense of beard gang, now that it's like, you know, trending everywhere, you know, you kind of see a guy trying to be trendy, he's wearing a beard down the road, you know, you just know what he's been looking at for inspiration. You know, it's up to us to look within ourselves for inspiration of who we want to be, you know, not to always be looking at these trends all the time, because trends should just be inspiration. It shouldn't be a way that people should be doing things, you know. It's just inspiration. I suppose if I could grow a beard, I would try and make it probably the most outrageous beard I could possibly have. And there was something that I did see for inspiration on the beards not long ago, and I think it was something to do with a beard competition within among hairdressing salons, and there was a guy that had grown his beard. It was probably about, you know, a good foot long, but what they'd done is they'd split it in the middle by shaving out his chin like this here, and what they'd done is somehow they managed to style it away from his face like this, like in almost like 2 arms of a beard coming out of each cheek. Now, I would do that. I would do that. But I would only like to do that for a day. Do get a few customers that have an emotional attachment to their beard also, where, you know, they're clocking every single move that you're making around the beard area, you know, just because they're protective of it. And I think, you know, it's almost like the sense of them trying to grow their masculinity, and they don't want anyone interfering with that. So, you know, it's kind of like, you've got to be careful, man, because, you know, any extra length of that, gonna get upset, you know. And I'm just thankful that I don't live by, you know, beard rules like that, because I don't grow facial hair. So, but for them, you know, if that's their case, you know, I just be careful, and I just step carefully around that beard and just make sure it looks good for them, you know. I'm going to tell you a little funny story about this actually, because actually just over the weekend, I'd sort of had a first little gathering with my friends since I came back from Australia, and what I'd all of a sudden noticed, that my friend Jordan has all of a sudden got this massive beard. And I was thinking, wow, so, you know, that's kind of new, you know, you never had a beard before, but now you have a beard. And okay, so we were, it was quite funny because, you know, I think he came out into the garden or something, shouting above everyone else, you know. And I was thinking, that's the first thing you notice, his hairy face. And it's like, I said to him, mate, do you think you've got more authority over us just because you've got a beard? You know, I don't know where it came from, I just said it, and it was like the funniest thing, like we'd all said. So in terms of bringing it into a small scale, just sort of between your friends, maybe that is the sort of feeling you get over someone that has grown a big masculine beard, that, you know, steps in and kind of starts shouting his mouth off. I'm not gonna worry about that. Just gonna be who I am, and I think that's what's most important, really, with this whole kind of thing about beards and political views. You know, people should just be who they are.